bless you, our global Christian friend, pastors, saints, and churches around the globe. We talked about Lodebar, and we came into the area where Jesus, in the 19th chapter, saw Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus means innocence, and innocency is the condition of being not offensive to God. Freedom from sin and guilt. Innocence is the adjective and is used more commonly than the noun. You need to understand that kind, and there are two roots that are associated with clean and free. Innocence, Exodus 23:7, 2 Kings 24:4. Another one, innocence for righteousness. Genesis 20:4, Deuteronomy 25:1. You can also throw Job 9:15 in that as well. But when Jesus told this parable, went through before, he told them, let's look at verse 12, 19 and 12 again. A certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom in return. But he told Zacchaeus, I must lodge in your house today. All right? This day of salvation come to thy house. All right? Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house. Now, there are a lot of musts in Jesus' life. Now, he must have mentioned some, at least 20 or 25 of them himself. Some of them is Mark 13:10, the gospel must first be preached. Luke 2:49, I must be about my Father's business. 4:33, Luke 4:43, Luke 4:43, I must preach the kingdom of God. Luke 13:33, I must walk today and tomorrow. John 3:7, this is just important. You must be born again. John 9:14, I must work the work of him that sent me. And John 4:4, he must needs go through Samaria. Well, there are a lot of musts in Jesus' life, along with this here in Lodebar with Zacchaeus, which means innocent. And we got down to the point of wherein the young man that received one talent, having less, he should have done more. You notice that? Having less, he should have done more. Don't tell me out there I'm blind. So was blind Bartimaeus. I can't walk. That was the man at the pool of Bethesda. Let me say this as well. 26 years after the death of Jesus, there was a council at Jerusalem. And they invited all of those that Jesus had healed that was alive at that time. One of them was the man at the pool. One of them was blind Bartimaeus. All right? I could go on down the line naming those that was there at that council 26 years after Jesus went on to glory, that they had the council and they appeared there to testify to what Jesus had done to them. One of those also was the man that was born blind, that received his sight. This is powerful knowledge, not coming from me, but coming from God in history, which you need to understand. Sit back, stand back, don't do nothing, you won't know nothing. You won't learn nothing. And because you won't, what happened? You will be destroyed. Why? Your lack of knowledge. Whose knowledge? God's knowledge. We're so busy cramming the world's knowledge in until we forget about God's knowledge. We're so busy doing man's work that we forget about God's work. He said, you can't do nothing without me. That means every man. Why? Because every man must live by every word that proceeds where? Out of the mouth of God. Say that. Out of the mouth of God shall a man live. Now, we see this one man that done so much with what he had, but here's one at the least of all, which should have done more than the others, but yet he did nothing. And he tell the Lord in verse 21, for I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou sowest not. And he said unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. You knew this much about God, you don't have no excuse for him, do you? Next time, God bless you, global Christian friend, pastors, saints, and churches.